Christina Applegate far exceeded her own expectations for herself during a recent vacation. Applegate, 52, who has been candid about her battle with multiple sclerosis since her 2021 diagnosis, shared the win during the Tuesday, April 9th, episode of her and Jamie Lynn Sigler's messy podcast that I ended up walking. I couldn't believe it. The first couple of days I walked with my cane and then I started to feel like that was actually hindering me a little bit in some weird way, Applegate said of the family trip to the Netherlands and Paris. All of a sudden this, strange superpower took over and I just ended up walking without my cane the whole rest of the time and was amazed by it. The dead-to-me alum noted that her level of activity surprised her, as she hasn't gone over maybe 2,000 steps in a day in 2 years, and I was looking at my Fitbit and it was like 9,000 steps a day, she said. Applegate described the great getaway as a big family get-together and noted that her husband, Martin Lenoble, has family in the Netherlands. The update comes after Applegate admitted during an episode of the podcast earlier this month that she hadn't taken a shower in 3 weeks because she was unable to stand up in the shower due to her MS symptoms. That I have insane tingling that just has spurts of tingles that are weird coming from, my butt down, Applegate explained. I haven't slept for 24 hours because my eye is doing something weird where every time I close my eye to go to sleep my right eye starts to shift, she continued. I definitely am going to have to go in and see someone because it's a little scary and freaking me out that my eye is going to burst out of my face or something. I'm a little concerned about that, and my legs have never been this bad, so I don't know what's going on. Sigler, 42, who also has MS, said on Tuesday that Applegate pushing herself out of her comfort zone on the trip to Europe seemed to do wonders for her. She pointed out that while deviating from her routine often causes her stress, it seemed to have the opposite effect on Applegate. Thank you. You have successfully subscribed to newsletters. Subscribe by signing up. I agree to the terms and privacy policy and to receive emails from Jaga News. Deal of the day only 12. These designer dupe aviators are on major sale. View deal. Check our latest news in Google News. Follow us. Check our latest news in Apple News. Follow us. You have successfully subscribed. By signing up, I agree to the terms and privacy policy and to receive emails from Jaga News. Check our latest news in Google News. Check our latest news in Apple News. You got out of your element. You and I spoke briefly and you mentioned to me it was almost like a purpose that you had every day and that you were able to see how much more you could physically do, she said. And I think that's really important for you to realize. Applegate admitted that the devastation of her diagnosis sometimes takes over to the point where I don't want to try. She shared that although she was on her feet more than she anticipated during the trip, it was hard to accept her slower pace. It was hard seeing everyone's backs, she said. Just kind of being the little caboose the whole time, which, is a hard feeling. But then everyone kind of saw that and then would try to stick with me and make me feel like we could walk at my pace too. So, I felt good about it.